Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Mo Franchise. It's episode 13 and we will be kicking off the month of August playing the Chicago Cubs. As a reminder, for the random event, we are basically playing a game, and if we win, then we sim 5 more games until the next pitcher in my rotation. We've been winning the last couple of games, so we are continuing on that tradition. So let's take it to the action, taking on the Chicago Cubs. As we start off the month of August here, we lose to the Padres 4-0. We have an off day on Monday. And then we take on the Cubs at home. For the first game we sim, we lose 6-1. And we'll be playing the second game in this 3-game series. Cubs clearly have the better team. They're most likely playoff bound. We are back at home, going with our whites pinstripes. We're going to be throwing Kyle Freeland on the mound. He has a 4-13 record. Not going to look good on the back of the bubblegum card there. Here's the pitch to Javi Baez leading off this game. Baez is going to fly out to shallow left field for the first out. As we look at the Cubs lineup, Baez, Hayward, Bryant will be the 3 batters face this inning. Next up is Jason Hayward. He's batting .270 on the season. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 1-1 count. And he's going to get a base hit back up the middle. And the Cubs have the first base runner. And that brings up Chris Bryant, who's batting .301 on the season. Here is his 1-2 count. And he's going to strike out on the slider. It stayed on the outside. He let it go, and it just caught the corner. 2 outs in the inning. That brings up Ian Happ with a 2-2 count. And he's going to strike out on the changeup. Freeland gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. Strands the single. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score. The Cubs will throw Jake Arrieta on the mound. 6-8 record, 4.29 ERA. Not what he once used to be in his dominant years as an all-star. Here's the 3-2 count to Garrett Hampson. And Hampson's going to fly out to center field. That'll be 1 out in the first inning. Arrieta on the 2-1 count to Raimel Tapia. Tapia batting .216 on the season. And he's going to fly out to shallow center field. The second baseman will actually make the play. And there's 2 away. Next up is C.J. Cron. And Cron's going to ground out to first base. Bobbled a bit, but the play is made. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the second. No score here in Colorado. Wilson Contreras is going to bat 5th for the Cubs today. He's at a .302 average. Here's the 1-1 count. And Contreras is going to hit a ball deep in the center field. Going back. And it's going to be off the wall. And Contreras has a stand-up double to lead off the second inning for the Cubs. He just missed a home run there. As you can see, the Cubs are 4th in the National League in doubles. Next up is Jake Marisnick. And Marisnick takes the 12-6 curveball for the strikeout looking. Freeland's 3rd strikeout of the day and the second one looking. That brings up Vargas, batting .294 for the Cubs, playing a nice second base for them. And he's going to take ball 4 high on the fastball. There was a base open, but that means a 3-2 count here to David Bodie, batting 8th with a .212 average. He's going to ground it to third base. 5, 4, 3 in the double play. Good job there by Kyle Freeland getting out of the jam. And we go to the bottom of the second. Still no score here in Colorado. Ryan McMahon leading off with a 2-2 count. And he's going to fly one to left field, and that is going to be caught for the first out of the inning. Jake Arrieta doing a nice job so far early in this game against the Rockies. Next up is Casey Golden, who is struggling this season. He's batting .189. The Rockies were expecting better things out of this A potential prospect, but so far he has not brought his A game as he grounds out here to second base for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Sam Hilliard, batting .224 in the season. He has got a 1-2 count against Jake Arrieta, and he's going to gently ground back to Arrieta, who makes the play to first. 1-2-3 inning. Arrieta's mowed down all 6 Rockies batters. We go to the top of the third. No score. Here's Jake Arrieta, who's fought a 3-2 count, and he's going to hit a ball better than most of the Rockies have so far. It will be caught in center field. 1 away. So we're back to the top of the lineup as we take a look at the Rockies, who are currently 36 games out of first place. They are already looking towards next year. And here's the next hit. Kyle Freeland on the 3-1 count gets a line out to center field to record the second out of the inning. And we're now to Jason Hayward, who's 1 for 1 on the day. He already has that single. And he's going to loft one into left field for the third out. Good inning for Kyle Freeland. We go to the bottom of the third. We still have no score here. Rockies and Cubs knotted at 0. Here's Elias Diaz on the 2-1 count, batting .265 this season. He's going to ground one back up the middle for the first Rockies hit of the day. Hit it where it's pitched. That's exactly what Diaz did. And the Rockies finally have a runner on base. Hopefully that'll get things started here. Here's Carlos Herrera with a 3-2 count, batting .253 on the season. Hit and run going, and he's going to ground it to shortstop. And he's going to be safe there, and safe at first. That's why you move the runner on that hit and run. And now Kyle Freeland's up with a 176 average. Let's see if the bunt play is on. This would be a good opportunity for Kyle Freeland to try to advance those runners. He is bunting, and he's going to bunt down the third base line. And they're going to throw the second base and get the force out at second. That goes down as a fielder's choice. The Rockies do get the runner to third, though, and that makes 2-2 count to Garrett Hampson to bring that runner in with 1 out. A sac fly would do wonders here. Here's the pitch. And Hampson strikes out on the inside sinker. Arrieta does a nice job getting his first strikeout of the day. And that means it'll be a 2-out hit needed to get this run in from Raimel Tapia. He's 0 for 1 on the day, but he does have a favorable 3-2 hitters count. Here's the pitch with 2 outs. And Tapia's going to hit one, dribble down the first base line. Can he beat it out? Arrieta throws, and Arrieta gets the out. The Rockies ruin an opportunity to get on the board. We've played 3, still no score. Chris Bryant's going to lead off the 4th inning here for the Cubs. 1-2 count. And he's going to strike out looking on the sinker. Kyle Freeland records another strikeout, his 4th of the day, and the 3rd one where the Cubs have been caught looking. He must be doing a good job hiding the ball today. Here's the 3-2 count to Ian Happ. And no hiding that ball on Ian Happ. He is going to launch this into the Colorado air, and the Cubs will take a 1-0 lead. Ian Happ crushed that ball 447 feet. That was a curveball that just hung in the strike zone. One that Kyle Freeland would love to have back. But Ian Happ gives the Cubs the early 1-0 lead. Here's the 3-2 count to William Contreras, who's 1 for 1 on the day. And he is going to strike out. They're going to say he went around, and he did. And Freeland records his 5th strikeout. Good comeback there after giving up the solo home run. And here's the 3-2 count to Jake Arrieta. And Arrieta's going to swing and strike out on the high pitch. Freeland gets another strikeout. Unfortunately, he gives up this solo blast to Ian Happ, who obliterated this ball. And the Cubs have the 1-0 lead. C.J. Cron's going to lead off for the Rockies here in the 4th. And he's going to strike out on the slider. A very slow slider there. And Cron couldn't come up with a hit. And that brings up Ryan McMahon, who's got another 3-2 count. A lot of these for the Rockies today. And he's going to launch his own solo blast. And just like that, we are tied as he does a double twirl bat toss. And we have a 1-1 game. Ryan McMahon, 20th home run of the season. He also launches a boomer. That one goes 461 feet. The ball can certainly carry here in Colorado. And after 3 scoreless innings, each team has given up a solo home run here in the 4th. And we're going to watch this replay as McMahon tattooed that ball. 1, 2 in the twirls, and then tosses the bat. That exit velo was 103.7. 461 feet later, he tied this game at 1. And that brings up Casey Golden with the 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive to first base. Nice play there at first base. Good job by Golden, making great contact. Unfortunately, right at a fielder. And Sam Hilliard's up with the 2-2 count, and he tries to put one in the hole. Here's the throw by Baez, and he gets the out. However, McMahon ties the score at 1-1. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It's Cubs 1 and Rockies 1. 3-2 count here to Vargas, batting .294 in the season. And he looks at ball 4. Sinker on the outside, doesn't get the call. Coach Mo not a big fan of that call, but it was a ball. David Bodie now has a runner on first base, and he's also looking at a 3-2 count. A lot of 3-2 counts in this game so far. Here's the pitch to David Bodie. And there's a grounder to second base, and it's going to get through for a single. And the Cubs have something going here in the 5th inning. A leadoff walk. How often do we have that come around the score? And then the single. And Jake Arrieta has another chance to move some runners. And he is going to use the bunt, and he's going to bunt it down the third base line. And we're going to go for the play at second base. And we're also going to get the forced play at second, the fielder's choice. We return the favor to the Cubs. Nice play there by McMahon. And now the Cubs have first and third and 1 out. And Javi Baez with the 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And he's going to ground it to third base. Ryan McMahon goes to second. Back to first. 5, 4, 3. But they don't get the double play as the umpire calls Baez safe. And the Cubs will get the run on the fielder's choice. And with 2 outs in the inning, we're going to make this catch here. But not before the Cubs get a run on the fielder's choice by Baez. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Cubs reclaim the lead at 2-1. Diaz leads off the bottom of the 5th inning, and that's going to be blooped into center field, and it's going to be caught 1 away. Good read out there by the center fielder, and that brings up Carlos Herrera with the 2-2 count. And he's going to fly this ball to left field, and that's going to be caught for a quick inning so far. Arrieta to 69 pitches through 4 2/3. And that brings up the pitcher spot. What will Coach Mo do? He is going to substitute Kyle Freeland out. So Freeland goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs. Not quite a quality start, but nevertheless. Jonathan Daza will pitch hit here. And Daza is going to line one down the third base line. Good play there by the Cubs. Play at first. And we've played 5. Cubs 2. Rockies 1. Coach Mo is going to call in the services of Robert Stevenson out of the bullpen. He's got a 4.63 ERA this year. 4-1 record. And he's going to face Chris Bryant, who made that dazzling play at third base. And Bryant's going to hit that ball solid, but right at Herrera, who makes the play 1 away. Next up, Stevenson's going to be facing Ian Happ with 1 out here in the 6th. 2-2 count. Happ 1 for 2 in the day, and he strikes out on the low fastball. 2 away. Stevenson comes in and gets 2 quick outs. And that brings up Wilson Contreras, who is 1 for 2 in the day. Here's his 3-2 count, and he's going to look at a slider down low. Takes a walk. And that brings up Jake Marisnick, who's 0 for 2 in the day. He has a 3-2 count, and he's going to hit a ground ball at second base. Hampson makes the jump throw. Nice play there by Garrett Hampson. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-1 Cubs. Hampson leads off. And how many times do you see a player make a great play in the field and then get a hit as he hits this in the right field? Oh, but he's robbed. Back-to-back web gems. One by Garrett Hampson, and then he comes up and hits one, and Jason Hayward robs him of a single to right field. Let's watch the replay. Hayward comes in and dives that ball. What a great catch. Jason Hayward, always known for his great defense there in right field. And that brings up Raimel Tapia with a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 6th. And he's going to hit a perfect shot. But right there at Javi Baez. And the Cubs are 4th in the NL in ERA at a 3.57 clip. And it's plays like these defensive plays by Hayward and Baez that are why they have such a good ERA. Here's the 1-2 count to C.J. Cron. And Cron's going to strike out on the high changeup, an unusual spot to throw a changeup. But it worked for Arrieta. Cron wasn't looking for it. And we go to the top of the 7th as we watch this replay. 2-1 Cubs. Vargas leads off the 7th inning for the Cubs, and he's going to ground out to short. And that play is made. 1 out. Stevenson getting his 2nd inning of work. And he's going to pitch to David Bodie here with a 2-1 count. And he's going to get a ground ball to second base. Hampson makes another nice play. 4-3 put out. 2 ground outs from Stevenson here in this Cubs 7th. Trying to keep this lead at a 1-run game. Matt Duffy's going to come in the 9th spot, and he's going to strike out on the pinch hit. Stevenson, his second inning of good work. We go to the bottom of the 7th. After the 17th stretch, it's 2-1 Cubs. Jonathan Holder's going to come in with a 3.39 ERA, facing Ryan McMahon, who's the only reason the Rockies have a run so far today with his solo home run, and he hits another base hit. Ryan McMahon doing it all for the Rockies today, as they will now have a runner on to start off this 7th. Casey Golden 0 for 2 in the day, and Golden waits on the slider, and he hits this deep, and that's going to be a base hit. It's going to be at least a double. Will they send McMahon? No, they're going to hold McMahon, and it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. And the Rockies have something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Next up is Sam Hilliard. He's got a 2-2 count, 0 for 2 in the day. And he's going to ground this to second base, and the play's going to be made 4-3 in the putout, but he does his job, and he ties the game 2-2. And he also moves the runner over to third base. A very successful bat there by Sam Hilliard. And that brings up Elias Diaz, looking for the sac fly at the very least. And he's going to take ball 4 on the fastball outside. And now the Rockies have 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And Carlos Herrera. And that's all. And they're going to bring in Ryan Tepera. High ERA so far this season, 5.43. Hopefully the Rockies can take advantage of this. It's Carlos Herrera with a favorable 3-1 hitters count. 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. And he's going to fly out to foul territory. And the Cubs make the play, and they're going to tag. Here comes the play. The throw is off, and the Rockies are going to take the 3-2 lead on the foul out sacrifice fly. Herrera does his job, and the Rockies take the lead at 3-2. And the Rockies are going to pinch hit, and they're going to bring in Matt Adams, who's been doing a great job so far this year for the Colorado Rockies. He's batting .292. Here's his 2-2 count. And he's going to strike out on a high inside fastball. He doesn't come through there. But the Rockies come through with 2 runs, and we go to the top of the 8th. It's now Rockies 3, Cubs 2. And who's Coach Mo going to go with here? I believe he's going to call on the services of Tyler Kinley. And it looks like it will be Kinley. Kinley has pitched in only 1 game so far this season. He's only pitched 1/3 of an inning. So he's sporting a 0 ERA, but he's only faced 1 batter. Let's see if Kinley can do the job. 3-2 count to Javi Baez, and he's going to walk the first batter he sees. So Baez draws the leadoff walk. Never a good thing to do in the late innings. And now Jason Hayward has a 1-2 count. And Hayward's going to pop up to short. Herrera's going to make the catch. Good job by Kinley to bounce back and get that out without having the runner advance. 1 away. That's going to bring up Chris Bryant on another 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. And Bryant's going to strike out on the slider. Good pitch there by Tyler Kinley. Looked like Bryant was looking fastball. 2 away. That brings up Ian Happ. He is 1 for 3 in the day. Here's the 1-1 count. And he's going to ground out to first base. Third base unassisted on the putout there. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Rockies cling to a 3-2 lead. And the Cubs are going to bring in a new pitcher, Brandon Workman, who has a high ERA, 5.36 on the ERA. We've seen a couple of high ERAs for this Cubs bullpen. And it's going to be Garrett Hampson leading things off here in the bottom of the 8th. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the 1-1 count to Hampson. He's going to fly out to center field. He got a good hit on the ball there, all the way to the warning track, but still counts as just an out. 1 away. Here's Raimel Tapia with the 1-1 count, and he's going to ground out to second base. 4-3 in the putout. That's quickly 2 away. Workman's only thrown 5 pitches, and he's gotten 2 outs. And that brings up C.J. Cron with a 2-2 count. And he's going to strike out on the cutter. And so the Rockies don't get any insurance runs. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. They're going to bring in their closer, Scott Oberg, who's 21 out of 24 on save opportunities so far this year, with a very good 1.67 ERA. Both righties and lefties are struggling to hit Oberg very well, which is what you want in your closer. And Oberg gets the strikeout on the inside changeup. That might have been a little inside. Contreras doesn't like it. He barks out how he wasn't getting that call for his pitchers. And Oberg strikes out the next hitter. Brisnick goes down in flames. 2 outs for the Cubs. Their last chance here. Vargas. And Vargas is going to draw the walk. Oberg walks Vargas, and now the Cubs have something going. They're going to bring up David Bodie. He's 1 for 3 in the day. Cubs' last chance. It's a 2-2 count. Can Oberg get the save? Here's the pitch. Swing and a strikeout on the slider. Oberg strikes out all 3 of the batters for the outs. He does give up the walk, but he gets the save. And the Rockies come back to win this game 3-2 as we are on some kind of run in play games. Not a lot to look at here, but clearly Ryan McMahon, the hero of the day, 2 for 3 with the solo home run and the RBI with that, and he also scored 2 runs. Casey Golden went 1 for 3 at the double. Elias Diaz went 1 for 2 and a walk. And Sam Hilliard had the RBI on the fielder's choice. Only 4 hits apiece for both clubs, but that was enough for the Rockies to get this 3-2 win. So after that game, we're going to go ahead and sim the next game against the Cubs, and we end up winning that one as well, 5-4. Then we have a home game against the Marlins that we win 3-2, win a lot of close games. Then we lose the Saturday game to them 7-1, and we also lose the next game 4-1. We have a day off on Monday. We send the Astros and lose 7-6, and that's where we'll play the next game, as our record now is at 40-73. So after that comeback win against the Cubs, we rolled and got a plus D12 to all categories. So everyone was impressed with our win, coming back against the better than us Cubs. And so let's see what we did. We actually rolled a 4. So our fans go up to a 43 in approval rating for the manager. GM goes up to 39, our media goes up to 56, and our players come back to 50% approval rating. So we're back to 50% with the players, the first time since the season started. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, think about subscribing and smash that like button and tell a friend. Boy, in these play games, ever since we switched the hitting view around, we're doing a lot better. So thanks again for watching and have a great day.